Okay, it's Spider-Man weekend. Welcome, folks. I am Jaby Koay, joined by ACHARA KIRK.
What's up?
It's Sunday morning as of this recording. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button, bell icon, all notifications, and vote this up to let YouTube know you're enjoying what you're watching. We are looking at Spider-Man No Way Home, the villains panel. It's Comic-Con. Some things everywhere.
Sao Paulo, I think.
South Paulo. Well, yeah. I mean, my impression was that it was Comic-Con in like LA somewhere. And I didn't know.
I thought that was last weekend.
I have no idea. I don't know what's happening anymore. All I know is there's Spider-Man stuff dropping like left and right. Last night we had Into the Spider-Verse Part 2, or what's it called? Across the Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
And ACHARA was informing me that there's going to be like 80,000 Spider-Men that we're going to come across in the franchise.
Yeah, definitely at least 100,000.
So that's exciting. Anyway, Spider-Man No Way Home villains panel. So we're going to check this out. Here we go.
Tom, the floor is yours.
Hi everyone, I am Tom Holland. You might recognize me as your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, and I am here to tell you that Spidey's back for an all-new adventure in Spider-Man No Way Home. I know people say this a lot, but I mean it when I say that you're going to see things in this movie that you've never, ever seen before.
I don't believe you.
I'm talking about pumpkin bombs, sandstorms.
He's making fun of the audience.
Which, okay, you might have seen them before, but I promise, not like this and not together.
Yo, I'm in the middle of editing the video right now that you're watching. I just noticed there's new Green Goblin footage. It just flew over our heads because it went by so fast. I blame Tom Holland, him and his jokes. We were so caught up in that we didn't notice the new footage of Willem Dafoe de-aged as Green Goblin. I'm like, what? How did I not see this? I blame Tom Holland. He was so captivating. He's so charismatic. Him and his jokes. Just little nuggets, little drip by drip, new stuff. Anyway, I just wanted to point out the obvious, which is we both missed it. I'm sure all of you were like, why didn't you all say something about it? So I'm saying something about it now. Back to the video.
Yeah,
Also,
fair enough.
Peter Parker is finally heading off to college and the word is out. So yeah, everyone knows that he is Spider-Man.
Ooh.
So throw your fan theories out the window. They're probably not true, or are they? And get ready to see one of the most ambitious films we've ever made. An incredible story with lots of heart, laughter,
I was going to be like,
action,
I don't believe you, Tom
mind-blowing
Holland.
effects, and some insane villains. No Way Home is the culmination of the Homecoming trilogy and the start of a multiverse of possibilities.
Yeah.
Now I have the honor of introducing some legends. Please enjoy this exclusive panel with my dear friends Alfred Molina, Willem Dafoe, and Jamie Foxx here at CCXP.
Oh my God, how excited does Willem Dafoe look?
This is amazing. What excited you most about returning to Spider-Man franchise and reprising these iconic roles?
The way the hosts were just now, I'm like, did you not know who you were about to? Because the guy was like, whoa!
Oh my God.
I'm like, come on, you knew.
Yeah,
You knew.
You knew, but also I am loving how excited Willem Dafoe is looking. Like, he genuinely is looking so gleeful. Alfred Molina is, just composed.
Yeah.
And Jamie Foxx is Jamie Foxx,
You know what? I was excited knowing Amy for years, man, and knowing what she's done with this franchise. And she was explaining to me it's going to be hot,
It's going to be hot.
And I didn't have to be blue and things like that as far as my character was concerned. So you're going to be a little more hip and whatever like that. And I get a chance to hang out with these... Why are you looking at me? These incredible thespians. But, I mean, to walk on set, man, and to see these guys, I literally like bow to them, and we just been having a ball.
Willem, how about you?
Willem? When I heard it, I thought, wow, that's pretty nutty. I got speared pretty good in the first film, but I thought, okay, they can figure out a way to bring me back. But it was really the pitch. And like Jamie, I know Amy's history. She walked me through it, and then John, the director, kind of pitched the whole idea before I read a script, and it sounded like a lot of fun and a good solution. And then when we went deeper into it, I liked the idea that I was returning to something that was same but different. It's a return to something I did before with that kind of history, but there's a spin on it. And that appealed to me.
I love it. Same, but different land.
Alfred?
For me, it's just about the money. Oddly enough,
Keeping it
Willem and I
real.
were kind of joshing the other day about how 20 years since his first Green Goblin, 17 years since my first time as Doc Ock, and these are the longest options that a studio has ever exercised on actors. It's like we've been waiting. But it's the material, the pitch was excellent, and to be honest, when the idea was first suggested, my first thought was, hang on, I'm 17 years older, I've got chins, I've got wrinkles, you know, I mean, what are they going to do? And then, of course, I suddenly realised, wait a minute, they've got the technology. This isn't going to be a problem. But it's been very nice to come back to something that is familiar, but at the same time completely new, because the technology has moved on phenomenally since in the last couple of decades, you know, and so that's it's kind of still exciting.
How did it feel to put the costume back on?
You know what's crazy is Jamie Foxx looks exactly the same as he did 8 years ago, or whenever
Amazing
Spider-Man
2014, wasn't it? But then they would have shot it earlier than that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess black don't crack, but he's. Yeah. I mean, he looks.
He's looking good.
Yeah, he looks exactly.
You know?
Like they're talking about, oh my God, it's been 20 years. Oh, it's been 17 years. It's like, I don't know what y'all talking about. I'm looking as good now as I did back then.
I'm also enjoying just how.
I just noticed you got like major lipstick all over your teeth.
Oh, whoopsie.
You want to take a moment for that? Oh, you fixed it. Okay.
Yeah, I just love how Alfred Molina is just keeping it real. You know, he's like, I did it for the money.
No, he was.
I know he was joking, but like, also what's exciting is that they're going to be able to do kind of what they did before, but with all of the, you know, the advancements in VFX and all that. It's going to look really, really cool.
You want to know the truth?
What?
Nobody knows how uncomfortable those costumes are. But they look good. We are actors. You forget about the discomfort, and you know, it's part of it. But the costumes are much more comfortable than they were before. I remember the initial fitting to create the costume for the Green Goblin. I stood there for 8 hours, and they put different preformed pieces on me. Now they scan me, and they can design it, and then make the costume, and then try it on me. Wow. It's a huge leap in the technology. And they're more flexible. We can do more things with them. Also, I don't know how much we want to fool with spoilers, but...
we love spoilers.
Oh, no,
the look's
don't.
a little different. Norman and the Goblin are further down the line, and they have a few more tricks up their sleeve. So it's not an exact... there have been upgrades on the costume, let's say.
Hey.
Alfred, how about you?
Yeah, well, the main difference between that film and this one is that the tentacles are all kind of CG now. They'll all be superimposed on me at a later date. Whereas in the original movie, they were mechanical, and I had them attached to me, and we had puppeteers working them and stuff.
Wow!
So that's the big difference. But it's just a great story. It's a wonderful world to be in. You know, we're having, if I say so myself, we're having a lot of fun.
I wonder how much was pitched to them in that they won't have to deal with the cumbersomeness that they dealt with before.
Oh yeah, maybe that was an important part of it, because they are older now. I imagine you wouldn't really want to be carrying an extra 30-40 pounds of tentacles.
Right.
I wouldn't, even today.
Well, the way Willem Dafoe was talking about the costume and whatnot, he's like, I don't want to deal with that. They're like, don't worry, we got you.
It's all right. Everything's 3D printed and you're going to be scanned. It's cool.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't worry. We got you.
Jamie?
I'm happy we got a brand new star, a brand new look. The blue, when we did it the first time, it was, look, man, I didn't care. I was just happy to be in this wonderful chorus. And it was, like you said, it was, sort of like 2 or 3 hours or whatever like that. But with this new is fly. The homies is like, okay, we get you now. When I was blue, they still roll with me. But like, okay, you blue. But with this one, it just feels more comfortable, and I think it feels more today, modern, not trying so hard. Like I sort of related to R&B. Back in the day in R&B, you used to have fringes on your outfit and, and like shoulder pads and things like that. Now you can sing, so it's like now we're just singing.
What do you love most about portraying a villain?
The thing about grounded villains is that, and this is what's so wonderful about the villains in the Marvel universe, if you like, is that so many of them become villains almost reluctantly, almost in spite of themselves. An accident happens or some terrible tragedy and it transforms them. Right. And that's what makes them very playable, because it's not just mustache twirling. There's some real depth to it, and that's what makes them interesting. I mean, in a lesser environment, us as villains, we would just be functionaries. We would just be there to, get the plot going.
Right.
But here we've got real storylines. We've got where they are real people, and so it's
Green Goblin has a case to state this time.
Yeah,
he's trying to make his case. A philosophy of life. It's not just about some kind of abstract muscle twirling power grab.
Mustache twirling.
Are you suggesting I'm a mustache twirling power grab? Now look here, I'm classically trained.
But now a tricky one. Which villain is the most terrifying?
Oh man, it's crazy. It's crazy because, like I said, we've just been watching Willem, and it seems personal. because with Electro, it's like Electro and us. It's to the world. The world did me wrong. But when something is personal, and you can go all the way back to Shakespeare, when something is personal, and that either that jealous thing, there's nothing that can beat that. No matter what costume you put on, no matter what you say. So when he speaks, he has the power, and I think you really. But I'm being right though. It'd be different if I was blowing. Like here's the thing. But if I was blowing,
good to me.
But here's the thing. But if I was blowing smoke, he'd know it. Here's the thing. It's personal, and anytime you can get a character to be personal in a movie, it has the most weight. So.
CCXP is a fan event. Is there anything you'd like to say to your Brazilian fans?
Well, I mean, if I may speak purely for myself, I think there is, at some level...
I think that what Jamie Foxx there said was actually quite astute. I mean, it's a very real observation because we just watched The Amazing Spider-Man 2 for the first time the other day.
Yeah.
And it kind of felt that way. It's like Jamie Foxx's character, Electro, he felt kind of like a two-dimensional villain. He was just more for plot, like they were saying about, mustache-twirling villains in general. Like, he didn't have a lot of depth to him. I don't know that they necessarily correct it here, but the fact that it's very personal for Willem Dafoe makes a lot of sense. His voice is featured a lot in the trailer. And in the breakdowns, they've been talking about how he is probably the primary villain. That makes a lot of sense.
Well, yeah, he definitely has a personal vendetta. You know, he's someone who knew Peter Parker.
Yeah. I think that what Jamie Foxx also pointed out was it kind of helps me to better understand Electro, which is the world did me wrong.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's why it was kind of hard to really kind of hook into his character and relate because it was so big.
It was so abstract.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm glad he pointed that out.
Yeah.
Because we're professional people, there is some level where we don't want to let them down. We want to give them something that is going to be worth their while. But the fact that a huge percentage of the audience are comic book fans who know this world, they love the detail, they love the kind of the inside baseball of it all. I think that's important to us as well because we don't want to disappoint that side of the storytelling either. And so I think it's a sort of symbiotic relationship, really. They give us the chance to give them what they want, and that's I gotta tell you, it's just so much fun.
Whoa! Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Oh! So quick.
What? Are we getting something else?
Anyways, that was a lot of fun, you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed watching that along with us. ACHARA has to skedaddle.
Yes.
And so we're going to close this video out short. Thanks so much for hanging out. I'm Jaby Koay. This is
ACHARA KIRK.
Peace out.